Okay. I even remembered to check the box for local. So the skins actually show up in game, and we are looking very good. Oh, okay, I don't have the screen up. Okay, I almost showed IP, but I don't have the screen up. We're good. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Glad y'all like the keyboard sounds, because I find it kind of annoying when it's on other people's streams. So I'm glad that y'all don't mind. And here we go. We are. Let's see. Will this work? Is it this one? No, not quite. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Okay, all right. So we are here. We're gonna be hopping in soon. I will be explaining how RVEC works for those who don't know. First of all, I'm going to change the title. We got RVEC Week 1 Revolt Endurance Championship. And we're here on Supermarket 1. Okay. So I would like to confirm if anybody is listening in. I'll also type it in the chat if I need to, but it is top 9, I do believe. Oh, right, I have to explain what's going on. So with the Revolt Endurance Championship, we have a couple of different, let's see, rituals before we hop into the official race. First of all, there are more than 16 people who signed up for the Revolt Endurance Championship. And so first things first, the top 8 from last year's RVEC are automatically qualified into every single race. If you weren't in the top 8 for RVEC, then you have to race in a qualifier to determine who gets those remaining 8 spots. Now, for today, only 7 of those top 8 people showed up were able to make it to Supermarket 1 today. And so instead of having 8 spots up for grabs, we're going to have 9 spots up for grabs. So when you're watching this 6-lap qualifier, oh, and it looks like we're actually going to have 10 spots if BGM is not here. I'm sorry, BGM, I don't believe BGM was in the top 8. So that's not, we are going to start without him, I believe is what we're saying. Let me check right here. We got our top 8. I actually don't see the top 8. Oh, we got RVC info. Okay, so the top 8 who don't have to do qualifiers, those people are Famous, Frostbitten, Stingox, Nick, Kiki, GeForce, Kilobaris, and Ertzu. Anyone else, you have to compete in the qualifier, and you have to get in that top 8. Now for this week, like I said, it's going to be top 9. And so we're not necessarily going to be watching first place during this qualifier. We're going to be watching much more of the back 8th, 9th, 10th spots. So yeah, we will be hopping in shortly. I see everybody is on the Toyeka. I will mention you were allowed to pick the Cougar or the Humma, I do believe. But Toyeka, the fan favorite. We do have BGM who made it in. Good to see him here. I was wondering because he was in the chat earlier, so I was wondering where he went. But we are going to be hopping in shortly. I'm going to give my voice just a 30-second break here while we hop in. First, second lap, not going to be a ton of stuff happening. We'll see how the race develops, and we'll be right back in with some commentary. And right away, we see some people going for the shortcut, others not. Lots of bumping through the aisles as well. Shortcuts, more. Some people opting not to go. And another shortcut, as some people taking it risky and getting cut off. So here we are around that cutoff period. Royale is currently occupying the last qualifier spot. We got Tova fighting it out as well. Royale's getting flipped around. Now let's see who is looking clean. We've got Ama way out, Powerade, Laggy Rock, Vasosky, Shigeki X actually in 5th place right now. Someone we don't often see in the competitive revolt scene, but great to have him here. He's even going for the skip. Very tight line there. And so 1st through 5th looking very solid. We've got Ashen chilling in 6th, Makakowski nearby in 7th, Lampert in 8th, and a big fight for 9th, 10th. And we've got Tova nearby, possibly some more nearby as well. We're about halfway through this track. Keep in mind, only the top 9 make it into the official race. This is just the qualifier. Maddie and Riles trying to catch that 9th spot. They've got some work to do though. We see Lopeska and B so far not qualifying unless they can find a 9th place. B and Lopeska, they are taking the shortcut and they are getting lots of pressure. They're definitely feeling it. We've got Pokers as well. So flipping forward just a bit here is what I'm gonna do. And we're going to see where 9th place is. We've got Lampert currently occupying, TT with the wreck, and he is going to be bumped out of 9th. All right. And as we start lap 5 of 6, a couple of big names not currently making it in. TT gonna go for the shortcut. B sneaking through like a bullet, like a little submarine. Too soon? Okay, let's not talk about that. Headed to 9th place is B. He's gonna pass up Maddie, and he's now in 9th. So Maddie and TT both being knocked out of that 9th place. Appreciate it, G. And it is the final lap. Maddie, big wreck out of B. And B currently in 10th, 11th. Oh my. TT, Lopeska trying to find that 9th place. I'm doing a lot of flipping, I apologize, but we're now zoned in. Riles versus Lopeska. Let me close that. Fighting for that 9th place spot. It is all Riles right now. A clean shortcut. And we'll see the finish. How do they take it? Lopeska YOLOing it, and he is just barely going to miss out. TT, Maddie, Tova, Pokers, and B going to be eliminated as we head into our official race. Wow. Laggy Rock, Powerade, Shigeki X, Vasosky, Ama, Makakowski, Lampert, Ashen, and Riles making it in. Lopeska, TT, Maddie just barely not making it. Tova and Pokers and B not able to make it as well. So RIP to them. Yeah, it's tricky with 6 laps. you can get stuck and you're done. So it is what it is. It's just the way it goes, I suppose. And we are now headed into the next segment of our race, which will be not quite qualifications, but it will determine how it will determine the racing order, who gets the pole position, etc. So in this segment, we are going to be doing 5 minutes of racing. We'll start at 19:15. So you've got some time here. If you, we got about 10 minutes before we begin that. And what we will be seeing is best lap times. Whoever gets the fastest best lap will be beginning our race. So we'll see y'all in about 9 minutes, and we'll be back for that. Yeah, tough situation. There is no perfect solution. Now, I think it would be cool to add the number of laps that we do, possibly, for qualifiers. Another thing that I'd like to add is that the way the system goes is it allows people to drop out midway through and still have enough people to race with. So A question that I would like to bring up is if you are allowed to miss weeks. For example, in the last RVEC, they took your best 7 out of 10 races, if I remember correctly. So you could feasibly not make it to 3 races, whether because you didn't qualify or etc. And it would still be as if you competed in all of the 7 races. And Famous confirms it is that same way. Good to have you here. Good to have all y'all here. Welcome in. Good to see some Revol Endurance Championship hype. I do feel for you, BGM, for sure. So it does look like we are about to begin our what do we even call these? Let me look up the official name that we're using. Okay, so we just had our qualifier. Now we are going to be qualifying once again, but it's for the race grid. Oh, and Stingox made it in as well. We got some cheers for Shigeki X. Shout out to Shigeki. Hey, shout out to Tova. Yeah, get that Masters, man. Awesome. So again, just a reminder, we are going to be doing 5 minutes. If you start your lap before 5 minutes, you are allowed to finish that lap. And shout out to Nick, who is going to be observing, making sure that that goes smoothly. And the way it will work is after we get all those best lap times, everyone will line up and I will announce when to go. So just looking at our time, we are about a minute away and we'll be hopping into our qualifiers, phase 2. Indeed, shout out to Lopesco. I got you, Lopesco. Yeah, shout out to Maddie as well. Maddie, you beat out Vesosky, you beat out Frostbitten. Really nice stuff. Really nice stuff. It was actually crazy how close it was to Okay, I beat the game. I changed my. I don't have the original save of it, and I CBA. Okay, please don't shame me over this. The public shaming on my stream. Hey, see, Maddie doesn't have him unlocked, and he's Division 1. So let's relax a little bit. Oh. Me too. Me too. Yeah, I love being the host and having to change my name to Tracker halfway through a session. That's just is really professional stuff. Definitely. But yeah, what I wanted to say, if you weren't here for the announcement of the divisions for Revolt Racing League Season 2, there was actually like a 100th of a second that separated Frost and Vasoski from being in Division 1 versus Division 2. It ended up Frost being Division 1, Vasoski being Division 2. It was so close though. But we are headed into, not the official race. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. Not quite there yet. But right now, the racers have 5 minutes to get their best possible lap. So I do wonder if we have people going for the repo trick or if that's been fixed. I didn't necessarily see anybody going for it in the qualifier, but I guess it's possible on the best lap segment that they would. So these racers are not going to be enjoying their time too much. Yeah, we can see some people trying to give some space. You really don't want to. You want to be around as few racers as you can be. So you don't have to worry about dodging them if they're slower than you, etc. Definitely a little bit of strategy that goes into it here as we do head into our first minute of 5 minutes in total. So if you're new, be sure you've got your eyes in the top right on that best lap time. That is what they're going to be graded on for this segment. And we're gonna see some risky racing lines in order to get the best lap that they can possibly get. I'll go ahead and see. Here we go. So a huge first point is that double ramp jump into the shortcut. We do see the racer here just barely cutting it through. Very technical part of the track. You can save a lot of time by being super tight on these turns. And we got another shortcut followed into one more, which our racer is going to go for. And again, a blind shortcut there, much harder than it looks. And Ertsu going to get a 33.6 off of that. As we flip through, see Famous 32.2. If you don't know Famous, he is a top time trialer. Loves to try to set world records of best laps. So it would be a surprise to not see him near the top, if not the very top. We do see a bit of a stick up there as he goes for the shortcut. We've also got Ama with a 32.9. Ama, one of the creators of the Revolt Hardcore game type. And we'll continue to flip through here. Kiki with a 32.6, 32.598. You'll see the racers, when they think they have a time that could be their best, they won't go for that normal finish line. And instead, they'll do the cutoff finish line, which is why you see them going for the repo and such. Obviously, we'll not be doing that in the official race, except for the final lap, lap 80. We are at 3 minutes 30 seconds, 3 minutes 40 seconds. Racers on their final chances here. Not quite final, but getting there, getting there. Sting with a 32.3. And Sting is by far and away known as a Hummer driver. But lately it would appear, lately being relative, it's been a while that he's been on that Toyota, and he can compete with the best of them. Really strong adaptation. Oh, touching the corner on the shortcut. Visosky, 33.2. He's definitely going to be aiming something a bit better than that. Laggy Rock with the 33.1. Both of them going to hope for a sub 32, I'm sure. And G just barely with that sub 32. Or, I'm sorry, sub 33. Is what I meant for all of them. And Makakowski with a strong 32 as well, 32.79. Oh, that's right, that's right. I wasn't paying closely enough attention. They are on their final laps here, final chances to get a best lap. Welcome in, Duke. Good to see ya. Oh, okay. Okay, and let's go ahead and flip through 34.38 for Ashen, 33.11 for Laggy. And notably, Laggy Rock is not much of a best lap racer. Very much a standout racer for the way he goes for his consistency, which we'll see them put on display in the full event. 32.79 for Makakowski, not bad. 33.14 for Visosky. 32.647 for Sting. Yeah, no sub 32s, I don't believe. Kiki with 32.598. Ashen, yeah. So I think, let's see, where's Frost here? I'm not Frost, Famous. 32.087, almost with that sub 32. But I do think that is going to be our best lap of the race. So we'll see Famous starting it out, more than likely, I do believe. I wasn't quite paying attention to Frostbitten, I don't believe, so we'll get all the juicy details here momentarily. Also, didn't give much time to Keela Baris. Shigeki X, almost with that sub 33. Huge shout out to him. That is a great time. Keela. We have Keela. Keela with a 32.736. I'm not sure if that's beating Makakowski or not, but it's going to be quite close between the two of them. $80 laps of Supermarket starting soon. To give you an exact time, will be about 19:30. So we got about 5 minutes here before the official race begins. It's helicopter time. Santi, welcome in. Welcome in, Santi, a sub. That's right, that's right. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. Santi, would love to have you in these events, but always good to have you in the stream as well. Shout out to you. So yeah, we've got a couple people who beat out some of the what many people would say. Oh, yeah, Zyno position display will be coming shortly, hopefully. Would love to put that on display. Vasoski has been putting in a ton of work. You might have seen his screenshots in the IO Discord. But a couple people who beat out some top racers like BGM. We've got Ashen Forest and Shigeki X, two people that did so. And let's see how they can do in the actual race. Shigeki X himself got a really nice best lap time. Hajduk, we're hoping for a sub 32. I think we'll see it happen. 80 laps. 80 laps. Let's see it, fam. Let's see it, fam. If anybody can make it happen, you can make it happen. Yeah, exactly. Just get a 500-meter lead and go for it. Yeah, see, everybody wants to see you do it, fam. Everybody wants to see you do it. Just kidding, of course. Hopefully we can see those, the official qualifier times soon. I assume they're still being put together. It's not the easiest thing to do. Do we want some Eurobeat? What do we want here? Do we want some Eurobeat? Y'all love the Eurobeat. Yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised if I didn't already get demonetized. This is an Artemis mix, so I don't know. Not exactly unlicensed music or whatever you call it, so I don't know. I'm doing my best out here. You know what I mean? I'm not a competitive racer. I'm doing my best. So it's a long track, okay? It's a long track. Okay, RVEC discussion. Let's see. Don't quite see it. No. Oh, in 1 minute. Okay, got it. Fresh fruit, finally. Only at Food Vault. Shout out to our sponsor for this stream. Fresh fruit. Food Vault. Oh, we don't talk about the rat infestation. No, there was we reached an agreement on that. Okay, check RVEC discussion. Is it in Revolt competitive? Where are we? I'm not. Not up yet. Okay, sorry. I'll be patient. Exactly. If we get McDonald's sponsorship, that's going up. You know, if you're the CEO of McDonald's, contact me. Okay, here we go. Qualification results. We will have Famous starting, followed by Kiki, Stingox, Frostbitten, Ama, Kilabaris, Ertzu, Makakowski, Lampert, G. That's our top 10. I'll try to bring it to the stream real quick. We've got time. Frost, explain the rules here. Bit of a gap. Love it. Gonna go ahead and take that off the screen now so I don't accidentally leave it up for the entirety of the race. Wish I could say it's never happened before. Welcome in. We will be starting very shortly. You've come at the perfect time. We finished our qualifiers to see who will be in the race. We've also finished our qualifiers to see who will be starting our race. And famous Max Verstappen will be our starter. Let me pull it up real quick. Shigeki X, almost with that sub 33. Beating out Powerade, Laggy Rock, Vasoski, Ashen, Riles. All right. And so fam, posting our order for the race so that everybody has it. We'll be aligning into a row of 16 cars, and I will be announcing go. Going in 30 seconds. I'm ready. Yes, would love to have the overlay. We had so much to prepare for these, so definitely be on the lookout for that sort of stuff in the future streams. Okay, loading in. I will be announcing go. And away they go. Famous already has fallen back a little bit. Frost, Ama, Famous, Ertzu is our line. Ama falling out. Sting out in second by a good margin. Frost following in third. Okay, and just waiting for our race to settle a bit. It does look like it's happening. Famous and Frost fighting for third. A little bit ways back, we've got Ertzu, Kila, Ama. Powerade seems like he's moved up a couple positions. Ertzu failing on the ramp, a tough place to wreck. And we see a bit of a difference. Some people choosing to go for that drop-down shortcut, some opting to not do so. I'm going to flip back a bit of a ways further. Powerade, G-Force, and Shigeki. Powerade wrecking on the shortcut. G gonna pass him up. Not going to be too massive of a wreck for Powerade. Shigeki, Laggy Rock for 9th, 10th, and Makakowski, Vasoski in 11th, 12th. So let's flip back towards the front. This will be a quick flip through. We see lots of people in that group from about 10th to 15th. Kiki in a strong and powerful lead over Sting, about 30 meters as they make their way through more of a chicane area of the track. Rather hairpins. But we do have that double ramp, which is a serious challenge. It might look pretty simple when you take the line correctly, but getting set up for that line is quite tough. We do see the racers out in the front handling it with relative ease, though. Sting and Famous fighting it out for second. And this is a trend that we've seen with Famous. He's often gotten knocked back a few positions right there at the beginning and had to claw his way back up, but he always manages to do so, occupying that third place position for the moment. We'll see them go up the double ramp, and then we'll flip through. We got Frost about 50 meters back. They do end up paying that shortcut. Looked a bit troublesome for a moment. Shout out to Yoon in the chat. In the meantime, Frost, Ama, Kilabaris, 4th, 5th, 6th. G-Force, one of our standout competitors, currently in that 7th place, ways back, got some work to do. 50-meter gap between him and Laggy Rock, separating the front and back of our packs. Laggy Rock, Makakowski has indeed moved up a couple positions. Fighting with Laggy Rock. We're approaching the 10 lap mark out of 80 laps, so keep in mind, this is a race of consistency. Smooth sailing for the moment. Tensions will continue to rise as the race goes on. Focus will be increasingly lost. Laggy Rock tapping the corner of one of those aisles. Makakowski gonna get a clean pass. Ama was nearby, seemed to have wrecked a bit of a ways back in the track, but has made a full recovery, still holding on strong. And we're currently towards, Ama with another wreck. Makakowski passing yet another car, moving into 7th place. Clean ramps. Ama not opting for the drop down shortcut. We'll see how that plays out. Laggy Rock and Makakowski gonna hold on to the pass. Power 8, bit of a ways back. Okay. We gotta see how this race develops for a bit, and then we'll get an update on the front of the pack. Oh, Laggy Rock having some trouble on that double ramp. Ama with the pass. And this race has been broken up a bit. So let's flip forward. Keela fighting with G. G has gotten the pass. Hasn't been able to put in much work past that though. Keela going to be staying nearby. Keela definitely getting the upper edge there, and as Keela takes a shortcut, we'll see how it shakes out. Pretty equivalent. Around the aisles they go. Empty aisles, a very popular supermarket. And let's continue to flip forward. Big 80-meter gap put in by Frost over G. And so Frost has definitely got some room to fight, and he does try to pass Sting. It is going to be a clean pass as Sting flips over on the drop down shortcut. Around the shopping aisles they go. Sting trying to sneak his way past. Frost not going to allow it. Shortcut coming up. And Frost too tight on the turn, but he nips Sting with it. And taking the outside, Sting does eventually take back that 3rd place. And you'll notice Kiki also had about 100 meters of lead over the two of these racers. So let's flip up a little bit and see how first, second is going. Kiki flipping their car, and that is going to be Kiki losing some ground on Famous. Not sure if that was a bit of a cast of curse moment, but we do see them going for the jump on the ramps. Clean, clean. Famous only managing to eke out about 50 meters so far over Kiki. So he hasn't quite ran away with it, but he's definitely putting in work. We saw him fall down to 6th, 7th area earlier on in this race, right on lap 1. But as we approach lap 15, Famous looking good. Okay, flipping back a bit, Kiki. Frost and Sting. This looks to be a battle to watch. Sting flipping the car, failing that drop down shortcut once again. It is a tough shortcut. I personally fail the upcoming shortcut much more though. So interesting to see them. Oh, the pressure setting in now. Keela fighting for 4th. This shortcut right there is very tough. But we see these racers nailing it time after time. G-Force nearby as well. This is a battle for 4th on our hands. Okay, we got our ducks in a row. Let's see them take these two, the jump into the shortcut, and we will flip on. Keela a little bit on the outside there, gets set up well for the drop down shortcut though, and G looking clean as well. We got Ama fighting with Laggy Rock and Makikoski for 7th place. It looks like Makikoski might have fallen back a little bit, but he is going to pass up Laggy Rock as they head into the shopping aisles. Sting skin is clean, I agree. Okay, and Laggy Rock and Makikoski continue their brawl. Power 8 occupying 10th. Relatively distant, but definitely not unrecoverable as we're only on lap 18 here. Okay. Vasoski and Power 8. Oh, Power 8 getting passed up by Vasoski. Now, Vasoski has been quite quiet in this match so far, but I cannot stress it enough. Not even 100 meters between basically any of these racers, all the way from like first to, all the way through the line so far. So anything can happen from this point. But Vasoski and Power 8, they've got some work to do. Lampert as well, keeping it relatively close. Shigeki has fallen back a bit, but he's out ahead of Erzu, battling for 13th, and Ashen nearby, 15th, and Ryal's in the caboose. Meanwhile, Famous, he has passed up that 100-meter mark that I was just speaking of, as he continues a smooth, clean race. 32.5 on the best lap. Okay. Let's see how he handles this portion. Looking about the same as the other racers, not anything that stood out to me too much there. Just some clean jumping into some clean turning. Kiki keeping it clean himself in second. Frost nearby, but Kiki on a bit of an island compared to a lot of these other racers. So let's keep flipping. We've got Frost in third, Sting in fourth, Kilo ways back in fifth. And we still have the battle, but Ama has joined it. Ama has passed up Laggy Rock for one, and I think there's someone behind Laggy Rock as well that was also intermixed in this. But Makakowski, rather, with Ama failing the drop-down shortcut, Makakowski smooth sailing in that sixth place. G-Force is who I was speaking of. G-Force has fallen back quite a bit in ninth. Nothing that he can't do as he moves into eighth. Shoddy shortcut by Ama. Vesosky keeping it close. We'll see if Powerade has been keeping it close to Vesosky as well. Oh, tricky portion. The tension is setting in. The nerves are setting in. Vesosky approaches. And Lampert has moved into 11th place. As I flip to him. Powerade nearby, 11th, 12th. So lots of 1v1 type situations is currently the stage of the race that we're at. But let's get the camera back on the front. Let's see how Famous is doing. As his lead continues to mount. Oh, a wreck on the shortcut. And we've seen it happen many a time. He does get the second portion of that shortcut down. Still 100 meters. Let's see how well Frostbitten is defending third place against Sting. Sting managing to keep it quite close. Frost, ooh, not the cleanest. And Sting is going to be hoping to capitalize on that for sure. Very close by as they head through these hairpins into some more shortcuts. Ooh, cars on the road. I think that was Makakowski. Makakowski's in the hot seat. Not the league, but you know what I mean. As they go for the jump into the shortcut. I mean, he's in the league too. But anyways, Stingox on the pass, and Frost takes it back. Ooh, a momentary changing of positions as Sting hopes to aim for that podium spot. But once he gets it, if he gets it, can he hold on to it? That'll be another story entirely. Ooh, Frost having to go on the outside. Sting not quite going to be able to pass it. Big moves. Sting on the inside. Taking the shortcut. He fails the shortcut though. Frost taking it right back. Oh, and a wreck from Frost. Oh my, oh my. It's a different story entirely when you've got someone like Sting that close behind you. You can feel it in the room, in the supermarket, in the aisles. Trouble is brewing. Okay. It's hard to look away. It's hard to look away. Meanwhile, Kilobaris out in fifth. Ertzu just barely dodging the both of them. Just got lapped. the Monaco of Revolt. Sting! He's going to try to hold on to it, but this has been a tough shortcut for him, and it will continue to prove to be so. Frost, back where he started. Okay, and I do believe it's time to look away. We will see how they handled this beginning portion of the track. Okay. Looking more and more perilous by the lap as we head into the 30s of our lap count. Kilobars, a comfortable 5th place. Makakowski keeping it strong in that 6th. Hasn't put a ton of work into catching Kila and hasn't been able to escape Laggy Rock either, but he's holding on to that 6 with a Cobra's grip. Laggy Rock and G and Visosky, a battle of titans, but not the most titanish position. 7th, 8th, 9th. Laggy Rock. Oh, passed by 2 in the blink of an eye. I can't make another Titanic joke. I just can't. Anyways, we do have Ama in 10th. Ama has been quite volatile in this race. Ama has seen a lot of different positions offered to him as he fails that drop down shortcut. Passed by Kiki. All good. All good. Power 8 in 11th. And Lampert has fallen quite a ways back into 12th. Ertzu trying to keep it competitive with him. And let's head back towards the front. I will look through the back just a little bit. We got Ertzu in 13th. Shigeki X, bit of an island, 14th. Ashen, hunting down, 14th. And Riles hoping to catch Ashen. Now Famous, we are in the supermarkets, or the aisles rather, but we see he doesn't seem to have gained too much on Kiki. Kiki keeping him honest through and through. Ooh, tricky situation with Ama. Doesn't want to give up his line and had to do what he had to do. Sting 200 meters behind, and Famous I think dropping just a bit because of the way the shortcut is structured. But let's see how the battle between Sting and Frost is doing. Okay. Right, yes, the U-turns definitely played a factor, for sure. But he's keeping it close. He's definitely keeping it close. Trying to apply some pressure to Famous as we approach the halfway point of our race. Almost on lap 40 of 80. And it's been a 20-minute race so far, so we got 20 more minutes plus of action left to unfold. Sting, Frost, Kila is our 4th, 5th, 6th. Things are quiet for the moment. G-Force 100 meters back has fallen back a bit. Oh, but actually, has he though? Because he's now in 6th place. And I do remember a time not so long ago when he was in 8th, 9th area. And that is Vasosky passing up Makakowski as well. So this trio, G-Force, Makakowski, and Vasosky continues. I believe we had Laggy Rock in the mix as well. Yes, indeed he is. And Ama has fallen out of it. Never count out G-Force. Don't bet against Brazil. Tricky landing from Makakowski. Gonna give Laggy Rock a bit of a window. Again, would love to see the front of the field, but it has been a bit quiet. So gonna stay tuned into this four-way. Laggy Rock, Makakowski, G-Force, and Vesosky. Ooh, a number of errors from a number of racers. Makakowski, ooh, okay. He lands ahead of Laggy Rock, which looked great for him, but does tip that corner. Big loss for Makakowski, but he's keeping it close, and the tables have turned. They can be turned once again. Indeed, we have reached the halfway point for many of our racers. Some racers passed it, and G-Force has been passed by Vesosky, who we mentioned has been pretty quiet, and he's quite on the outside as well. G trying to keep that 6th place secure, not without troubles. I do love the yellow Toyeka, I will say. It's a good look. The pinkish, salmonish accent. Let's go. Okay, and I think we've got to flip through a bit to see how our front of the pack is doing. Tricky part, we'll watch this first. Looking clean. All right, good to go. Laggy Rock making his way through as well. Ama is noticeably close by, and he's passed up Makakowski. Oh no, the pressure has set in for Makakowski. He's got a lot of cleanup work left to do, damage control, but he's far from out of the pack of this 4 to 5 racers. And let's flip forward. Frost and Keela are now having it out. Frost has fallen back versus Sting. Sting has cemented that 3rd place quite effectively. And we also saw a lot of single-digit numbers while we were approaching to look at these, so we will have to flip back. But Sting in 3rd, 150 meters or so behind Kiki. And then Kiki keeping it close to famous, 120 meters. That's about the highest that we've seen, 130, but it's not by much. It's not by much. So Kiki keeping that 2nd place close. And as we flip back a bit, Frost versus Keela, G-Force, Laggy Rock has passed Vesosky, and compounding errors has led to almost another pass by Ama. So this 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th brawl rumble continues. Ooh, Ama. Oh, okay. Wow. Ooh, some aggressive driving, and Makakowski is going to benefit greatly from the infighting. Vesosky and Ama getting pushed back one position, and Vesosky with the wreck on the shortcut. Interesting lines from both of them. Ama pushing through from the drop down shortcut, and Vesosky saying no, 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 and pushing him into the boxes on the 2nd turn. But it has not turned out well for Vesosky by the end of this. Makakowski, however, definitely enjoying what just happened, and now almost in 7th as he approaches Laggy Rock. G-Force has managed to get away from this tussle, sitting pretty in 6th place, ways behind Keela, but Keela has had a very sizable wreck and lost a huge portion of his competitiveness versus Frost. My vote would be for Trolley Endurance or for UFO Endurance for sure. I like that idea. Fat Slug Endurance would be lovely as well. Maybe Tuga. But as we continue, these first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all looking pretty clear cut. Hard to know who to watch at this point. There we go. A tough wreck into an upslope for Ama is going to spell disaster for his lead. Makakowski and Vasowski. Approaching lap 50. Vasowski in the back of this small battle. So Vasowski does maybe prefer to keep it on the outside anyways. Might just go on a lap by lap basis, see how he's lined up for that drop down. If he doesn't like it, he'll just take it on the outside. Maka, Ama, 8th, 9th. Now that sounds like a race, Doug. That sounds like a race right there. Okay, flipping forward just a bit. This battle of 4 has been segmented into 2 battle of 2s for the moment. Laggy Rock and G-Force fighting for 6. And Laggy Rock has been... we've been talking, we haven't had the camera on him that much. We've had it on the other competitors, but Laggy Rock moving up. I think 6th place would be a new high for him in this race, specifically. G-Force failing the shortcut. Laggy Rock is going to pass. And, ooh, I think G-Force might have had one of the issues where you try to turn right on that upstairs area and instead you turn left and he loses 3 positions from it. G-Force, maybe some lag as well. Ooh, insult to injury here for G-Force. Now, we do see Vasowski fell back a bit too. It looks like he had a wreck of his own. But now Ama and Makakowski. And I've got to give an update for the front of the field. Momentarily, Makakowski not able to recover from that shortcut either. And he's going to be blocking Sting just a bit. So adding some even more mental pressure. He is going to let him by, but not without some meter loss. And let's go forward a bit. Laggy Rock has failed massively, going for a repo, and indeed he does. He's been pushed out of the drop down. Let's see how they handle this. Looking good. Laggy Rock momentarily in that 6th place position that we talked about, but now Ama has snagged it right out in front of his face. Let's see how they handle the front half of the track, and then we'll flip towards the front, see how everybody's doing there. All right. Different philosophies as they approach that area. Seems to be working out quite well for Ama. Keela, comfortable 5th. He's got Frost about 70 meters away, hoping to make a move if the situation arises, but for now, keeping it solid and steady. Frost, he's fallen back quite a bit versus Sting, almost 300 meters. Oh, and he fails the shortcut as well. This is going to be a window for Keela. It's not going to be as much as Keela hoped for, but it is going to be quite a chunk of that lead that Frost had over Keela. Sting keeping it close to Kiki, and what does that mean for Kiki? 200 meters behind Sting, I'm sorry, behind Famous, and it is Famous with a nice, comfortable lead way out there. He has broken through that 120 meter plateau it seemed versus Kiki, and let's see him handle a lap here. Incredible. Oh, not the best drop down. And that has been a trouble for every single racer on the field. Okay. All right. Not the cleanest lap, but it's enough. Sting. 100 meters. Frost. 4th, 5th is the battle to watch as Keela continues to try to chase down Frostbitten. "20 laps remaining, and our race is coming to a close. This is typically where the accidents start to happen, and yet we've had a number of accidents already by a lot of different racers. So, as we approach these final laps, we could definitely see things heat up a bit as Keela Bar is almost sneaking into those single-digit numbers for the meter distance behind Frost. Apologies, bit of an endurance stream for myself, but we are back, and things are about the same old, Frost and Keela. Let's flip back a bit. Frost, ooh, not able to take that shortcut, and he bails out. Keela continuing to inch closer. Y'all want F3 cam? I can try it. Nope, doesn't seem to have that. Keela and Frost. It has been one of our stories from this race. But flipping back just a bit, the battle for 6th continues. 6th place, a very hotly contested position. We've seen Laggy Rock in it. We've seen Ama in it. Makakowski. I believe we even saw Vesosky for a moment there in that 6th place. But for the moment, it is Ama who will reign supreme for our 6th place position. Makakowski, 7th. Laggy Rock, 8th. G-Force also was in 6th for a good while, but he's fallen back to 9th. He's got some work to do. Vesosky has fallen back into 10th. And Powerade is our 11th. Got a nice lead over Eritsu. Eritsu and Lampert fighting it out as well. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. But for the moment, as I flip forward, Shigeki, Ashen, Ryals is our 14th, 15th, 16th, and Famous. Okay, I was going to say only 80 meters over Kiki, but we do have those those U-turns through the aisles. So it looks like he's about back to where they started. We saw about 120, 130 meters was a kind of situation as normal, and appears to be back at that. So Kiki continuing to apply that pressure as we approach lap 70 of 80. Oh, okay. And ooh, Kiki. All right. Shigeki trying to get through here. Come on, Shigeki. Let our man through. Sting. Oh, wait, whoa. Have there been accidents all across for Famous and Kiki? Because Sting is currently only 30 meters behind. Yeah, Kippy. It is what it is. Sting fails the drop down. Kiki, just what he needed. You welcome in Marius. Yes, this is an endurance event. This is the Revo Endurance Championship. We're watching week 1 of many weeks to come, and Sting fails the shortcut. Kiki is going to be looking secure once again, but Famous has got more of a lead in first. Frost and Keela continue to battle it out. There's only 10 meters between the two of them now, and that will continue to shrink as they go through the U-turn. It's going to be looking quite dangerous for Frost. Of course, it's going to lengthen back out once they're done with that, but it is what it is. 20 meters. It's certainly not the position that Frost wants to be in against Keela Barris as we approach 10 laps left. A 24 hours of revolt session would be insane, but pressing matters to attend to. Makakowski has taken over that hotly contested 6th place position over Amma. Amma's close by still. It's not set in stone. Laggy Rock nearby as well, and we could see him grab that 6th place by the end of it. Now G-Force still a bit of a ways back in 9th, and Vaskowski has fallen back as well. Flipping back towards the front because we've got to keep our eyes on Frost versus Keela. We did see Keela look like he might have gotten turned around there on the drop down shortcut, and Frost desperately needed some room to breathe. Sting, meanwhile, in 3rd place, our podium, the beginning of our podium, does a very nice skin. He is going to be hunting down Kiki, not going to be quite in that striking distance where he can really apply pressure. So looking back a bit of a ways, I know this is a bit of a frantic camera work, but we've got a lot to cover here. Keela versus Frost, and we've also got the battle for 6. So I'm trying to keep our coverage on all of that, as well as a podium, of course. Now, 250 meters back between Keela and Mac is that 6th place spot held by Makakowski, which is what we're flipping to right now. It's a tough map. I get a feeling that a lot of our racers hate this map as well, because there are some shortcut spots that have claimed many drivers' lives. And so Makakowski has emerged almost 100 meters in our 6th place. So the hotly contested 6th place position seems to be Makakowski's as long as he can hold on to it for these remaining 8 laps. In the meantime, Amma and Laggy Rock begin a new fight for 7th. Okay, into an upslope. Not going to be a good position for Laggy Rock to wreck. Amma going to be trying to take that and run with it. And G-Force still keeping things close. Okay, flipping back as we must towards this 4th, 5th battle. Keela and Frost. We need some Cougar representation. No one was brave enough to bring it out this time. Everyone's sticking on the Toyota, you know. But we might see some Cougar maps coming out. I've got an infographic with all the tracks coming up, but there is action unfolding in front of us. Frost seems to have made a wreck a bit of a ways ahead of Keela, or Keela's just caught him. We're on lap 75 of 80. 20 meters continues to be the distance, 4th, 5th. And let's see how our podium is doing. 100 meters. So pretty set in stone. Not necessarily, but 100 meters comfortable gap between each of those racers. You know what isn't comfortable though is the position that Frost is in right now with Keela as an attacker from 5th place. They are going to head through the U-turns and into a very troublesome shortcut. They are going to handle it with ease. Okay. Now, let's see the okay. Looking pretty cleaned up here. Actually, Makakowski does not have the lead that he once had against Ama. Of course, this is through the U-turn section. But 6th place is back on the menu. We are going to continue flipping through 4th and 5th and 6th, 7th, 8th as this race comes to a conclusion. Headed into lap 78 of 80. Tensions are high. Nerves have set in. Keela has kept it close and competitive with Frostbitten, and on the double ramp, he does find the pass. Again, an upslope position. You hate to wreck there, and it is going to compound the issue as Frost is now in the attacker position. Keela, pressure is on. Keela has been hoping for this moment for tens of laps. A huge portion of this track has been spent chasing down Frost. It's all come to fruition right now. We need to see how the podium is doing, but there's no time. It's such a hype battle. Frost fails the drop down shortcut, and it is going to be smooth sailing relatively for Keela Barris. Now let's see, how is our front three doing? Ocean between the three of them. Not much to say about it. They are on their final lap. They are going to be finishing it up. It is famous in that 1st place. Keela and Frost continuing to battle it out. We still see Makakowski occupying 6th place. A quick flip. Yes, 60 meters of distance between Makakowski and Ama. The drop down. This is the final lap. Frost, not a clean drop down. Keela on the U-turns, making his way through. 2 tricky turns left to do. 1 right above. He's going to take it super safe. And he's going to take the second one safe as well. And that is going to be, unless something absurd happens, a 4th place finish for Keela Barris out of nowhere. Not necessarily out of nowhere, but he is going to take home a 4th place against one of our top competitors, Frost, in that 5th place position. Makakowski in 6th. He's looking good. Ama in 7th. They are all on their final laps here, and all of the battles have died out. 100 meters of distance between many people. We'll see them finish it out, and then we've got to flip over to about 10th place where we do have our next close battle. Okay, flipping through. Vasowski versus Powerade. Powerade has been in 11th place for so long, pretty much the entire race, and he's been about 100 meters back. But now he's got his final moments here. A last attempt at a pass on Vasowski. It's going to come down to how they handle this entryway, and it is going to just be Vasowski taking it home in 10th place. So close for Powerade. So much effort put in to that recomp, but he just couldn't make it back. Ertu with a nice 11th place, finishing it up. Lampert in 12th, and we'll have Shigeki, Ashen, and Riles in their final 3 positions. GG's all around. Shout out to the chat. Y'all were tuned the hell in. Good to see y'all enjoying the race, and that's gonna be pretty much it. Of course, there could be something that happens here between 14th, 15th, 16th, but Vasowski, a 10th place finish, not able to make it happen. He was in, we saw a battle for 6, Makakowski, Ama, Laggy Rock, G-Force, Vasowski, all occupying 6th place at one time or another. Keela Barris barely finishing out over Frost, and at one point in this race, about 20 laps prior, right? It was only like 20 laps. we saw Frost challenging Sting for second place, right? And we also saw Sting momentarily challenging Kiki for second. We saw that too about 20 laps ago. But by the end of the race, Kiki had straightened it out, and Sting had fallen back. Frost not able to keep it competitive, just having some issues there towards the end of the race. And it is what it is. Kila Bars, strong fourth. Second place, very strong for Kiki. Welcome into, yeah. You kept it close. I mean, it wasn't one of those 20-meter battles, but you kept him within the 120-meter range for so much of that race, which is more to say for you than most people can say. You know what I mean? I know you've got wins over Famous, so it's not like 120 meters is something monumental, but you did keep it honest against Famous the whole time. And that will conclude our race. GG's. Again, the overlay, yes. Hoping to have more production value for RVEC next week and in the coming weeks. Thank you all for tuning in regardless. I know this was a bit of a bare bones type stream for the RVEC, but we will be back, I think, next week, same time, same place. We've got our top 8. We've got our top 8 who don't have to race in the qualifier, and the other 8 positions will all be up for grabs, and it could be more than 8 positions depending on how many of our previous RVC winners show up. Got the intro. We are going to be using that intro. Thank you very much. But because of us hopping straight from RVRL to RVEC this week, didn't have that, but don't worry, we got that on lock. Shout out to Duke. It is a great intro. Yes, believe me, we were watching it yesterday and we were like, oh yeah, I'm really glad that we have this because it's really sick. And yes, Duke might have made it, but it's really, you done some outstanding stuff. It was so good to have you here in the chat as well, and all of our chatters. So this concludes our Revolt Marathon here on Sunday. We'll see you next Sunday with the RVEC. We'll see you on Saturday for Hot Seat Season 2. And beyond that, not much else to say. I think one of the divisions might be playing before Division 1. If they are, then we'll cover that as well. That could be like Wednesday or Friday. We'll get more info on that. But definitely show up on Saturday. And definitely show up on Sunday of next week, and we'll see you around. Shout out to y'all for enjoying.